right, we're just gonna wing this because I'm drunk and I like snacks.
That's your cold open. Welcome to Draft. I'm your host, Dana Prentice, and as always, I'm joined by my dear friend and co-host, Preston Thompson. Preston, Merry Christmas season, my friend. How are you doing?
Happy Christmas, Dan. So good to see you.
Why are you
I'm
talking
doing
like
great.
this?
I don't know.
What was that?
I lost it awfully quickly.
It's because we keep impersonating Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's because we did like a half-hour Harry Potter bit, and now I can't get off it. But don't worry, I'm off it now. I'm very excited to see you. I'm very excited for this holiday season and for us to hopefully bring a little bit of Christmas joy. If you're listening to this because you're avoiding your family, you know, you drove to go see them, but you're like still in the car because you wanted to listen to our show. Like, I feel that. I feel your energy, and I'm sending my blessings and my warmth.
In that order?
Nope, you gave me a look like that was weird. You made it weird. That's a normal thing to say.
It's like, not that normal.
It's not that normal. I agree with Kelsey.
I'm
sending you my warmth. Yeah, it was a little weird, but that's okay. We're gonna roll with it. We are joined by one Kelsey Hayden for this Christmas episode, which feels appropriate. Our friend from the north, where it's much more
winter
wintry there, than either of us. Why can't I speak? Preston or myself live.
It's hard.
It is tough. It's tough. We did just do a full hour, basically, with Kelsey, where we tried the Canadian treats that she sent us. That will be on our Patreon. When you hear this episode, you'll be able to go over on our Patreon. All you have to do is follow us. Okay, you don't even have to subscribe at any of the tiers. We would love you to, and we will have new perks for tiers. We're really going to totally revamp the Patreon to make it more enticing for people to support us financially, because Preston and I are really going to give a little go at trying to make some money with this thing.
Give it a little go.
Yeah, in the coming year. So it'll be awesome. But all you have to do is follow us there to get access to basically an hour of drafted content where we eat Canadian snacks, rank them. It's a great time. We had super a lot of fun over there with Kelsey and her snacks. So please go check that out. But Kelsey, happy Christmas season to you. Thank you so much for coming on. How are you doing? Oh, also, Preston, are you drinking anything? I forgot to ask that. Sorry. We're going to keep delaying Kelsey's.
I'm drinking the same just pure gin that I was drinking during our snacks show, which probably explains why I'm sending people warmth.
Just straight gin?
There's also Saint Germain. It's gin and Saint Germain. And ice, I guess, if that's worth mentioning. It's a 3-ingredient cocktail.
And I did notice you put it in a thermos cup, so that ice is still ice.
This is my, basically official drafted cup because it stays cool for the whole episode.
Nice. Stays cold, maybe not cool.
Our host muted himself. What are we on right now? What's going on?
I had to type a message.
The person who's in charge of the boat fell asleep at the wheel.
Listen. Asleep at the wheel would probably be an improvement, all right, for what I usually do at the wheel on this ship. We do have drafted tumblers, though, in the drafted merch. It's almost certainly too late to get your drafted merch in time for the holiday season, but who doesn't love a good, middle January gift, you know? Like, you surprise someone, you think that Christmas is done, and all of a sudden you get a drafted tumbler.
January sucks.
So. Mid-January. Yeah, mid-January does suck. All of January sucks. It's a bad time.
Every day of it, yep.
Yeah.
Do what some folks in my family do and buy the thing, print out the confirmation.
Yeah.
Give them that and an envelope.
In a box.
And say, you'll have this in a week or two.
That's a great go-to. That's a great go-to. But yeah, Kelsey, tell us how you're doing. I asked that and then immediately went back to Preston. I apologize for that. So how have you been?
It's not very welcoming on this show.
I know. I'm so sorry. And you literally sent us free treats and paid international shipping for them, and this is how I repay you?
Yeah, I was actually pretty surprised at how expensive it was to ship things, but then I was like, okay, I need to check myself here. It is pretty cool that I can send things thousands of kilometers. So
imagine someone thousands of years ago going,
I'm like, okay, maybe it is reasonable. How many people are going to have to touch this before it gets to them? A lot. So then I was like, okay, no, it's not that crazy. Anyways, I'm doing good.
Hang on, I feel like that was a very Preston thing to say by Kelsey just now.
Yeah. Tons of people touched your food before it got to you.
Thinking about how many people touch something and like it's passed.
I just meant how many people were involved in the process, not how many people like are
Sure.
touching it.
Preston brain way of thinking about things.
Yeah. Well, I sent you some
I
warmth,
heard it as
so
I heard it as like a
I
Christmas
put candy and
miracle
warmth in the
montage.
box.
I heard it as like a Christmas miracle montage where you put it in the package and then the package goes from one person to another, and it's like playing like a fa lu do re fa.
Oh, it's like
one
yeah.
of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just like that.
That is exactly what they have to sing when they do it. I'm doing good. I'm drinking water as per usual, but I am wearing a Christmas sweater.
You are wearing a Christmas sweater.
Although, to be fair, I wear this like 7 months of the year. But it's fine.
It's always Christmas in Canada, it turns out.
Basically, we actually had so much snow last week. It all melted a couple of days ago because we randomly had a tropical storm. But
a couple weeks ago?
We had a tropical storm on Monday.
What the hell?
2 days ago.
that
But
usually
last
happen?
week, no. I mean, not this late.
The environment is fine, everyone. It's fine. Everything is good and
Fine.
But
Everybody calm down.
We did last week have multiple feet of snow on the ground. So it felt very Christmassy.
Yeah.
But it's all gone now.
It'll come back.
Yeah. It was very
Maybe.
confusing, actually, because I was in Dominican Republic a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And the snowstorm happened the night I got back. And so there was actually a whole catastrophe where I got in a cab and the cab went off the road and we were on the side of the highway at like 4 a.m. And
Oh my god.
anyways, it was a whole thing. But it was a very big shock to the system because I was
Yeah.
in 35 and sun and then came back to a snowstorm.
That's okay.
And it was-
35 is pretty cold
Sorry.
to American listeners
Really?
here.
Yeah. Talk about shocking
35
the
is very
system.
hot.
Hang on. Let me do
Oh.
some calculations
Yeah, like
here.
38 is boiling, right?
100 is boiling.
95 degrees Fahrenheit.
Woo!
That's hot.
That's a little
Yeah,
toasty.
it was very hot.
That's hot.
Yeah. And just in case anyone was wondering, I was in Dominican Republic playing at the Pan American Ultimate Championships. And
cool
And you
Right.
won,
Cool
right?
bag.
Yeah, hell
my
yeah.
team won.
That's fucking
Cool
awesome. Congrats.
bag.
We got a golden
Cool
medal
bag.
winner in our midst.
Not a big deal, but also a huge deal.
Also kind of a huge deal.
There were
It's-
3 whole countries represented in our division across 8 teams.
It's the most. A lot of people are saying it's the most coveted gold medal in all of competitive ultimates.
All
All
of competitive sports, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't want
No,
to
no,
shoot
just
the
a
moon
little
on that
slip
one.
there. Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
Oops. Get out of here.
What can I say? You know, some of us got it.
Kelsey, is there like a Christmassy flavor in your water or anything? Or did you like throw some cranberries in there or anything like that?
I'll tell you I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you only drink water? Like, do you drink other things
I
in your
would
life?
say 99% of what I drink is water.
Wow.
I
What do you think,
well,
you're better
I
than
shouldn't say
us?
that. I do actually. Thank you for asking. No, I drink a cup of tea most mornings
Oh, okay.
if it's cold out, which is most mornings. And then otherwise, I pretty much only drink water.
You're not
I
an
don't even
alcohol
drink
drinker.
like. I just really like water. I find it extremely satisfying. Now I will say when I was in Dominican, I didn't really drink much alcohol because we were playing 9 games, and so we couldn't really enjoy the all-inclusive side of the resort that
Resort,
much
yeah.
without dying. But I did drink a lot of Pepsis and Coca-Colas,
Oh.
and it slapped. And I was like, "Ooh,
Why?
I wish
Hey,
was
Kelsey,
so
I
good
hate to
about the
break it to you.
Pepsis?
You're a little late to the game here.
I
Around the world.
This is breaking news.
I was
Yeah,
like,
Anyone heard of
these
Pepsi or Coca-Cola before?
No, I have, but I never appreciated how good they are. And I was like, oh, I see why people are addicted to this, and this is why I don't buy it. But that week, I lived. It was really, really good. But yeah,
proud of
to
you,
answer your
Kelsey.
question, I do just drink water.
I'm proud of you.
That's why we don't have gold medals, and she does.
And there
I
you
guess
go.
so. I guess
It's all
so.
related. It's all about your water intake.
It's
It's not about that.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. It's just not very festive. Water just doesn't feel
I
very
know.
festive. But it's okay.
I know.
I'm making up for you, Kelsey, because I'm drinking
you.
basically the most festive thing you can do. And
Eggnog.
I was gonna yeah.
Spiked
It's
eggnog?
Spiked eggnog, yeah.
Attaboy. What'd you spike it with?
Rum.
Rum. Yeah, it should be rum.
Like a dark spiced rum? Mm-hmm. Attaboy.
So eggnog, like legitimate eggnog?
Uh,
Like
Like
there
you
are eggs
make
in
it?
it?
I did not make it. I bought it from Publix. But it's Publix eggnog. I mean, it's like, it is eggnog. There are eggs in it.
Special.
Yeah. Which I think I had last year as well, but it feels even more apropos considering what we're drafting this year, Preston.
You know, a fun little fact before we get into the last Christmas episode I was on was 2 years ago.
Oh,
and we drafted
can I be
Christmas
honest?
music.
I forgot that we had you on.
And I had COVID, and I couldn't taste anything. So this would have been, when you find out what the category is today, this would have been the most depressing draft for me ever.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Remember,
because I fully lost my sense of smell and taste, and it was truly like the saddest week. The week before Christmas, I lost my taste.
I must also say, on that episode, you introduced me to the song "Fairy Tale of New York," which I'm now,
remember that?
Through external circumstances, also listening to nonstop because it's fabulous.
It is fabulous.
And you know, the lead singer of the Pogues passed away recently, but like it's like hitting #1 in a lot of countries, so it's so good. But anyways, I had never heard that song before you brought it up.
I am just here enlightening, enriching, and enraging. That is what I do.
Yes.
I have zero memory that draft was Kelsey. I'm not gonna lie.
I remember because also we were drafting. That was when James and I lived in a 1-bedroom and we were isolating, so therefore there was like nowhere to go, and we were quarantined for 2 weeks, and so I had to like go in the bedroom and like close the door and like put a pillow to like because there was not very good soundproofing because he was like playing games in the living room. So, funny times.
I remember the Fairy Tales of New York thing, and I remember that Kelsey came on like while she was recovering from COVID, but I did not remember that was like a Christmas episode.
This just supports my theory that we can, after a certain amount of time has elapsed,
revisit
like
old drafts.
The film industry, revisit old drafts.
Totally.
We can do a Titanic remake, you know?
Listen, we're coming up on season 5 here, okay? We're definitely going to be revisiting some old drafts.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy. This is the final episode of season 4. But yeah, Preston, what are we drafting tonight?
For tonight, we are drafting a collection of the best, most festive, most enjoyable Christmas treats. We're keeping the list intentionally vague, although my friends Kelsey and Daniel helped me sort of like jog some memories about stuff I may have had, because I personally didn't like associate Christmas with like treats time. I associate a lot with drinking.
Same.
But not like, you know, delectable little treats. But now some have like started to stir back in my memory. So this will still be, this will be a very reflective episode. But anyways, okay. I'm very excited for it.
Okay, that's good. Our draft order tonight will be Kelsey first, Preston second, and myself third. And of course, as always, snake style draft, so reverse order on even rounds.
This is only the second time I've ever got to draft first.
How many episodes have you been on?
Yeah.
What?
It's got to be like, what, 4 or 5?
Maybe. I think like maybe more than that. I've been on this.
Would you
I was
say?
On the Halloween candy episode. I was on the Christmas song episode. I was on the Magical Zoo episode.
Yeah. The apps, the phone apps.
The phone apps. I was on another one too, for sure. Been on a bunch, but I only the only other time I got to draft first was the dragon.
If you've been on 6, then you're pretty much perfectly on par for how many firsts you should have.
That's true.
Good old random.org, baby.
Hey.
Never fails.
All right, Kelsey. What do you got for us? Number 1, Christmas tree. Also, to clarify, you can go sweet, you can go salty. We're also including beverages here. So, just Christmas.
Everything's on the table.
Christmassy delights.
Okay, I do want to start with a quick question. I've just been curious about this, and I'm guessing the answer is it depends on the draft. But do you guys draft based on what you think people will like, or do you draft based on what you like?
It's a combination of the two, I think.
You've really just hit at the whole crux of the whole bit. So I don't know that we want to answer.
Basically, you just asked the conundrum of Preston.
True.
Yes. Which is, it changes by the minute. It really changes by the draft for me. This one, I'm going to draft stuff that I like and not look at the poll.
I see. But you will.
I think we'd all be happier if we didn't look at the poll. But people want to know the results of the poll, so we got to look at the poll to tell the people the results of the poll.
Clicks, baby.
Okay, so I'm very torn between 2.
Okay.
Because I think they're kind of foundational to Christmas coziness. But I'm gonna go with the all-time classic. Because I want to start with a good drink. And so I'm gonna go with eggnog.
Okay, good.
I think it's really so eggnog. You can dress it up by putting rum in it. You could keep it tame without putting rum in it. It's like a cozy drink.
Those are
Really the two
not really
options.
versatile. Really versatile drink. You can either put rum in it or
drink
not.
It. I know. I thought I was going to have more things to say, and I just ran out of options by dividing it 50-50.
It's
It's a real binary drink, folks.
Yep, the two genders.
No, but it's true. It's true. You can go whiskey in there, or, you go put a little bourbon there instead of rum.
Sure.
like some cinnamon spice and allspice.
Yeah.
Star anise, I've seen.
Nutmeg. Put some nutmeg on top. It is
Thank
a versatile
you,
drink,
guys.
despite how horrendously Kelsey did at trying to sell us all on it.
I also just think it's the most festive drink. Like there are, and I just think there are a few things on this list. There are a few, but there are only a few things that I exclusively would have at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
And eggnog is something that I would like. There is no way that I'm cracking open a carton of eggnog in June.
Yeah,
There is definitely a way I'm eating Hershey Kisses all year round. You know what I mean?
For
So
sure.
it just feels really, really Christmas specific and really good for getting you in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah. No, you're
I
right.
do feel like I've met quite a few people who just very much don't like it. I do think it's something.
And it
It's
can be
polarizing.
polarizing for sure.
Yeah.
But it is the Christmas thing, so
Yeah.
it sort of makes sense. But there are
Preston,
quite
do
a
you
lot
like
of
eggnog?
folks that don't like it. In small quantities. In the
Yeah, I
heavily
would agree with
spiked
that.
variety.
It's pretty rich.
It's rich.
The glass you've got in front of you right now, Dan. I do not think I could.
That's a huge quantity of
It's a
eggnog.
It's just a
tall
pint
boy.
glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're drinking a pint of eggnog. That's
go.
like really fucking weird.
We're gonna be here for 2 hours. It's, I'm not
Sure.
chugging it.
That would be disgusting.
I think I would puke.
Also, we better not be here for 2 hours. What are you talking
I
about?
know.
I feel like it usually takes about 2 hours. Like
This is
We've already been here for an
Potentially-
hour and a half.
this is potentially our most contentious topic we've ever done. So yeah, it makes sense.
eggnog.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I mean this with no disrespect. I think you wouldn't agree that you are I wouldn't even say a picky eater, but a particular eater.
Who are you talking
And-
to me right now?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
And eggnog is a
talking to me?
polarizing thing, so I was curious where you fell on it.
Again, small quantities, I'm fine.
Okay, I
You
support
thought
that.
you were an eggnog hating loser.
No, I didn't. I just was genuinely curious because I
thought
you know
that.
what?
I could tell.
I also could see Preston just fucking loving eggnog and like mainlining it like from
That's
the
true.
day
I'm
that
making
comes
it like
out,
his
you know?
personality at Christmas.
Yeah, he could
Happy Halloween, eggnog time.
he could go either way.
I agree with that.
All right, Preston, what's your number 2 overall pick?
Well, I'm definitely gonna go with a drink. I'm gonna go with one that I think is more beloved. I also personally only drink it around Christmas time. I know it's enjoyed other times of year, especially in colder places, but I think a lot of people associate it pretty strictly with the holiday season, which is hot chocolate.
Yeah.
It is interesting, actually, that we're in such different places because you can definitely enjoy hot chocolate for like 8 months of the year where I live.
That's crazy.
And it's not weird at all.
People weren't designed to live there.
I
think you
fully
should leave.
agree.
Although I don't think Daniel and I are sort of throwing from glass houses on that remark, considering the chocolate is hot regardless of what we put in it for 11 months out of the year.
Yeah.
It's always hot chocolate because it's always hot. But yeah, this is like, pretty universally beloved. I don't know a lot of people who wouldn't go for at least, I'm at a party, I'll have a festival. Downside, has anyone ever put alcohol in this? Probably.
Also,
but
I've never been at a
Absolutely.
party where I've been offered hot
Really?
chocolate.
Yeah, peppermint schnapps
Oh,
and
yeah.
hot chocolate.
Ooh,
Real good.
sounds good.
It is good.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Anytime, bud. Yeah, that's a good pick. Y'all did get the 2 best drinks. Now, Mike, do I grab a drink here and fear getting left
No.
out of the drink thing, or do I feel
No
like
way.
y'all aren't going to double up on drinks?
Yeah,
It's
I
going to
feel
be a
like
while
you're fine.
before we double up. Or I'm sending
But are you
a massive head
gaslighting
fake
me? Are
right
you
now.
gaslighting me so I leave the
Maybe.
drink there for y'all to steal?
That is something I do. That
It's
is
definitely
the
possible.
thing I would
both
do.
both of
Yeah.
you are just like chronic
I love to light gas.
gaslighters. It really makes my friendship with both of you tough. All right, I'm gonna go. I feel this is a tough thing, and I feel like this is true this is true for pretty much every Christmas draft we've done, except last year's when we were drafting toys with Mike from the Friggin' Nerds. Because Christmas, like, I feel like everyone's Christmas experience is so unique to them and their family that, like, I just am completely closed off, like, with what a valuable Christmas treat is because everyone wants it. You know what I mean?
Just ignore that.
I think I
Follow
have
your
to.
heart.
I feel like I have to. I'm gonna go with Yule log here. Which you both give me real weird looks.
Oh my god, Preston, we have this in the bag.
I know.
Wow.
Listen. It is. My mom makes a Yule log every
I'm
Christmas.
not even gonna lie to you. I don't even really know what they are.
Oh, it's just like
It looks like a tree branch, right?
So it's a sponge cake that has like brown frosting that is made to look like a log. But it's coffee. It's like a coffee sponge cake with basically like fudge on it. It's just I've only ever had my mom's, and it's amazing. We have it every single year. It's so good with a glass of like ice cold milk. It just is the best. My mom even like has made it every year since she was like in high school or something.
Wow.
And she has like a special Christmas plate that she gets that's like Marie's first Yule log, whatever year she made it for the first time.
That's
it's
so
like,
cute.
Yeah, it's just like very Daniel's family Christmas. So
You've really taken an excellent strategy here, because now I definitely don't want to badmouth Mama Princess.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah. Now
something
if you should like this pick, you're talking bad about Marie. All right.
Yeah. So
Marie.
it's a
She
great.
listens
What a
to the
nice
show.
mom name.
She listens to the show.
You know what? I will say taking her Yule log is a great pick, but I don't know how many of our listeners have experienced that.
Yeah,
How
well,
old
see,
is
that's the
your
thing. My mom, she was born in 1965, so she
Great year for
58.
births.
Marie is such a
58?
cool name for someone who was born in 1965.
You know-
Most people have way worse names than that.
You know what's funny?
Gertrude.
You know what's funny is I don't remember the exact details, but I believe her mom named her Marie because, quote from my mother's mother, she looked Spanish. When
What?
She
That's
was
so funny.
Isn't that Maria?
born. Yeah.
Okay, well, they missed it a little. But
Also,
hey,
like,
shoot for the stars, land on the moon, kind of thing, you know?
yep. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Little Apprentice Family lore.
So
there
Marie's
for you.
Yule log.
Marie's Yule log, yeah.
Okay.
That's off the board, number one. Next is going to be, for me, it has to be, I think it has to be Spritz cookies, which to me are like the epitome of Christmas cookies. They're like the little, they're not quite sugar cookies.
I think they're closer to a shortbread.
They're kind of like a mix in the middle between the two. I've never made them
Because
myself,
it's like
so I
a butter, icing, sugar, vanilla type combo, right?
Well, so
Like a real soft.
I never have icing on mine.
No. Icing sugar in the like powdered sugar in the dough. I would guess.
I've literally never made these. All right, I just
Fair.
but like they like come in, like my mom makes
Does
them.
Marie make them? Okay.
Marie makes them. Yep. Like often like
Yet
little
again,
Christmas.
it's
in
using the
Christmas tree.
shield.
Yeah.
The Marie shield.
Little Christmas tree shapes, and they're like we dye them green and then put sprinkles on, so they look like
course.
they have like ornaments and stuff on them.
You guys have a wholesome little Christmas, don't you?
We do. We
But your family really likes each other, right?
Most of
yeah, that's
some
the
of the
weird
time.
part.
Half the time.
Can't
But
relate.
we really Christmas has always been like a really big deal. Like we always like
Wow.
Christmas has always been our number one holiday. So yeah, I will be fine to tank this draft if it means I get my my nostalgic Christmas experience. So
And the
But
love
to
of
know
your
with-
mother.
Putting Marie to work too.
but Marie, yeah,
Yeah,
listen,
really, jeez.
listen, she's an angel, all right. All she does at the holidays is cook food for everyone else.
Does she have a Spritz cookies plate?
Oh no.
You could
Hey,
paint her
you know what,
one.
Dan? Christmas idea. Paint her a Spritz cookie plate.
That'd be really nice.
That'll
One
be
of
next
those,
year.
Those clay
It'll have to be
cafes.
next year, right? We're
yeah,
recording some.
Kelsey, you've got stuff like that up there, right? Where like
Oh, yeah.
like a paint and
Yeah. I actually
Take a
type
pottery class
dome
every week,
place.
Preston.
Every
So,
Oh
week.
wow!
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey,
Sure you
could
are.
you make and paint my mom a Spritz cookie plate for me?
I actually
Sign
definitely
it,
could.
Daniel.
I can't say that it would be good, but I definitely could make it.
No, that's a good idea for next year. Although she listens to the show and will almost certainly hear this. But we're recording this December 13th. My mother's Christmas gift has been settled for nearly going on a month at this point.
Marie,
You're
plug
better
your
than I
ears.
am.
Tell us what it is.
No, you can't do that.
I can't do
she'll
it.
find out in like 3 days.
Yeah,
I told her to plug
can't
her
do it.
ears.
Listen, no spoilers. No Christmas present spoilers.
She's a cheater.
I'm just
She's not
happy
gonna
that
do
I'm talking to your mom right now. I've never talked to her before.
My mum. I do call her mum. She
Mum?
she texts us. She texts me and my sister every night. And I often call her mum. Good night, mum.
Mom, that's nice. How English of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice.
All right, Preston. What's your second pick?
Well, I feel like I'm very lucky.
Oh,
here
you
to
know what?
get-
I had something else to pick, and I just completely
Shit.
forgot it. And there's
Scared
no way.
the bejesus out
I
of me.
know, that was
I'm
dramatic.
so upset with myself.
See,
so
main
upset.
character energy. What did I tell you?
Yeah.
I said
Couldn't
Prentice.
stand.
Listeners, does Prentice have main character energy?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Bonus poll.
Bonus ball. Is main character energy the same as like main character syndrome?
No.
No.
Life needs main characters.
Life needs main
guess.
characters. Hey, Dan, you're in a room with like 12 people. It's a movie night, and the person who's in charge of getting the movie to work can't get the movie to work. What do you do? Don't lie.
Don't make me answer this question, all right?
Don't lie.
Once I make
You'd
my
help
move,
like
Once
the
I
little
make
main
my
character you are. You'd
you'll
get up
be
and
free
you'd be like, "Oh,
to
don't
stop
worry,
the
guys."
movie.
Well, yeah, I would probably try to be helpful, all right? But who wouldn't? Who wouldn't be helpful in that situation? Who would just twiddle their
wouldn't.
thumbs?
You know
and
who
wait
wouldn't
for the
be?
movie to
A
work?
Slytherin. That's who wouldn't be helpful in that situation.
Not
But
my
you know
job.
who would be? Gryffindor.
I'm not a Gryffindor, I promise.
Gryffindor would
take-
try,
that's
but they'd probably
What a
like frick it
Gryffindor
up.
would say.
I've taken... That is not what a Gryffindor would say. I've taken the quiz
right.
like 6 times. I think I got Gryffindor once and Hufflepuff every other time.
You are a puff.
Yeah. It's true.
All right. Well, back to what we were doing before you so rudely interrupted me.
Sorry.
I am taking what I think is the perfect accompaniment to my hot chocolate,
Oh.
which is how I like to enjoy my hot chocolate, which is with a nice candy cane.
Oh.
Wow.
What are you looking at me like that for? What did I do?
I wanted the silence to sit there for as long as possible. But
I
started
know.
laughing.
I was willing to sit.
I think.
No.
I think of all the things on our list, I think candy cane is the last thing I'm taking.
I agree.
Really?
They suck.
What?
I think
They're like the
kinda bad.
candy corn of Halloween candy corn of
Yeah,
Christmas.
I completely agree with that
What?
comparison. I think it's fine as a compliment to hot chocolate. I do but I just think you could have gotten that with your last pick as like a little accoutrement.
Well,
As a
now
candy
I
by
would have given
itself-
that
supposed to
to you
know?
as a 7th pick.
Freebie?
That's the thing, you can't know, but I like my parents when we were kids. My parents like just straight up stopped putting candy canes on the tree because we never ate them, and like their attempt at like making them more edible was like getting the non peppermint ones. Like,
like the blue ones.
Jolly
Starburst
Rancher
flavored
ones.
or whatever. Yeah.
Which were
Yeah, I-
better.
They are better, but I think a peppermint candy cane is a pretty awful candy.
I agree.
You guys are nuts.
It's like not a like it tastes like toothpaste basically. They get sticky.
It looks like toothpaste.
They make
What kind of
your mouth
toothpaste are
like
you using?
your lips feel
Delicious.
bad, super sticky and gross, and then they turn into fucking like weapons that can just,
Daggers.
like, ruin the inside of your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
love
also
it.
never
We love
finish
it.
a candy cane.
Yeah, when's the last time you finished a candy cane? Like a full size candy cane?
I
By
mean,
sucking
like a few
it.
days ago.
Okay, why do
Oh,
you say
well,
sucking it
hold
like
on, Kelsey.
that? I
Jesus.
didn't like that at all.
Because I feel like Preston's going to come at us with like, oh, I like chew it.
I
And
chew
then that's
'em.
going to be a whole
Yeah.
other...
I mean, I do
catastrophe.
chew some parts of them.
I just really
parts.
feel like you could have said sucking it differently.
I wanted to say it with distinction.
Fervor.
All right, well,
I think
far-
this is going to look like I'm the sane person of the draft by taking hot chocolate candy canes 1-2.
Only
I
time
think
will
that you're
tell.
trying to have a Hallmark Christmas, and it's not actually going to be very good.
I'm really not. This is what I do. I get hot chocolate. I put a candy cane in it. What do you want from me?
This is why you don't associate Christmas with food.
I mean, not like significant
You're like-
portions of food. Listen, if you want to have a whole Marie Prentice isn't as good as Mama Thompson conversation, I'm
have
not
it.
going to go there. Okay?
I'll have it.
How dare you?
I don't even know Mrs. Thompson's name.
Good. It's going to stay that way.
What?
Preston.
It's okay. She doesn't listen to the show, so you're fine.
Did you
will.
like not really not grow up like having your mom or your dad like make specific treats?
Cookies for sure, but they weren't the kinds of cookies that I didn't associate with every other time of year. I mean, they were chocolate chip cookies, like it's regular cookies.
Gotcha.
So not really. I mean, like Christmas dinner was basically the same as Thanksgiving dinner.
You guys have
of,
Thanksgiving
food,
and Christmas so close together too.
They're close. Yeah, that's why Thanksgiving basically starts for most people. Like starts the Christmas season. That's kind of why I feel like Thanksgiving is as big a deal as it is.
Right.
It's like basically just a glorified like, all right, Christmas is now. Like let's kick off the Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for me, Thanksgiving is so early that like the meals are very similar, but that's fine because they're more than 2 months apart.
A few months apart. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, you guys should have waited to like an extra month to kick out all the people that live there, and then you would have had a better.
Well, like
Thanksgiving time
don't you know why Canadian Thanksgiving is when it is?
No, I don't.
It's Columbus Day.
Is it?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, you try and hold over us like you're so high and mighty? Get out of here with that. Oh my god.
It's the same day. Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's why I feel like there's always a bigger. I mean, there are these conversations around Thanksgiving too, about how like we probably shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving as at least as vehemently as we do because of how we've treated Native peoples. But I feel like I always see a more disproportionate pushback against that for Canadian Thanksgiving, and I'm
Agreed.
I'm certain that's why.
It's also interesting because just like 2 or 3 years ago, we have a new statutory holiday now called National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, which is like an acknowledgement of how horrible we were and are to Indigenous people. And that's the week before Thanksgiving. And so it feels especially weird to be like, it's National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, and then next week we're
tough.
Like, Thanksgiving!
Buy a Goodwill, and then you spend it on one day.
Like,
that's tough.
Yeah, it's a weird back-to-back situation.
That would be a weird vibe.
It does mean that we get 2 long weekends in a row, which
There
is
you
nice.
go.
Hard to complain about that. Am I right?
So,
Yeah.
And actually, last year, one more fun fact about Canada. Last year, another weird reason we got a long weekend, when the Queen died, we also got the day off for her funeral.
I do remember that.
So then we had 3 long weekends in a row.
They were all in a row?
Yeah, it all happened.
Wow,
I think she
amazing.
timed her death really well.
Did any of them lead to like 3-day weeks? Like was it a Monday and Friday off?
No. It just worked out
It
that
was
we
all
had
Mondays
3
or
4-day weeks in a row, which
Fridays.
was really nice.
That is nice, yeah.
So thanks for the Queen.
Rest in peace.
Best contribution of life.
The time when she most significantly affected my life was
I don't know how else
her
she would have
funeral.
affected your life.
So
What else? What the fuck else could you have done? All right, Kelsey. What's your second pick here?
So I get back to back, right?
You do.
So I'm going to go with something sweet and then something savory, so to make sure that I'm getting like a nice, arrangement of snacks.
Sure.
I'm going to go with, so I have eggnog, which is the most classic Christmas drink, I would say, and then I'm going to go with gingerbread, which is the most classic Christmas cookie, I would say.
I think that's probably correct.
Specifically, though, like a softer gingerbread cookie. Not like a really crunchy gingerbread cookie. I don't, not what I would construct a
Good
house
luck
with.
that.
Because they're
What was
not
the
actually
first
that
one you
good.
took?
Eggnog.
Eggnog.
And so then a nice soft gingerbread cookie would be my number 2. I think those go really well together. I also think those are just, again, very specific to Christmas, which when I think of Christmas, I'm thinking of, what do I have at that time? Because, look, I eat sweets every single day of the year. I really do. So there are a lot of them that are not that special anymore. But these would be still quite festive and specific.
This is the thing for gingerbread men for me. I do like them better than candy canes, but they're always kind of similar. It's like we make them and then you decorate them, which is always nice, and then 70% of them get thrown away.
So that was my experience for a really long time. And then I started making my own gingerbread cookies. And now they're much better because I just found a good recipe. They're just soft and they're delicious. They're not crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not like a ginger snap. They're like a gingerbread cookie. So now I like them a lot better.
Do you do the house? Do you decorate a house?
Not every year. I used to when I was younger. I would like buy the packs and like just like build it and decorate it that way. A couple of years, excuse me, I had a hiccup. A couple of years ago, I built it fully from scratch and did like the stained glass windows. This was also the year I had COVID. Again, locked in the apartment for 17
What else
days.
is there?
But yeah, used Jolly Ranchers to make like stained glass windows, like constructed it all, like made homemade royal icing to make it. And it was really nice. Like it was actually really, really fun to do. Didn't eat any of it, obviously. So just at some point you just have to like dump an entire house in the garbage, or the organic bin, I suppose. But
what a metaphor for the American housing.
Yeah. But it was very, very fun to make. Like it
dump
was
in the garbage.
very enjoyable in that way. But
Okay.
yeah. But
Okay,
I'm
then what are you
specifically
following it
talking
up
a
with?
soft gingerbread cookie for my number 2.
Sure.
And then my savory treat that I think is like pretty. This one you can have a bit more year round. I mean, you can have any of them year round, but this one, but specifically, I'm envisioning one that's covered in like nuts and spices, and that's a cheese ball.
Yeah.
And those are so fucking good. When you know, in the center of the plate, and you got all the things to dig into it, and like getting those first couple of digs where you got a lot of the like outer part with the cheese. Oh, yeah.
See, I'm familiar with this. My mother used to make one of these, but I would imagine it's different because what kind of cheese is what are people at home thinking of when you just said?
I actually have no idea.
Yeah. It's because it's like I feel like it's not real cheese, right?
No, it's like
cheese mixed up.
like do you know like Borsins?
Like cream cheese?
Do you guys have those?
Boursin, yeah.
It's like kind of like that, but before those were around. Like it was like somehow they mixed something that made that consistency for me.
I feel like they're usually like cheddarish though. Like,
Yeah, there's usually like some you
pretty
can see
cheddar-y.
some of the shreds.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What I was gonna say is my mother would make a pimento cheese ball, which is like
Interesting.
very Georgia, but fantastic. I just didn't think enough people would associate that with the holiday.
Yeah,
to make
cheese
it real
ball is
worth it,
definitely
but
a Christmas thing.
I can't
definitely
imagine a
have
cheese
every
ball
year.
like meeting a cheese ball I didn't like. So I think there could be many varieties that I would be into.
That's like I think just haven't you seen the SNL skit Sweaty Balls with Alec Baldwin? Just balls are Christmassy, you know. Just
Got it.
making balls
The
out of
shape?
food. I think is a Christmas thing. Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. I
Okay.
think so. I like the cheese ball pick more than I like the gingerbread. I'm gonna say gingerbread men. Can we? Is it okay to say that?
No, gingerbread cookie.
People. Gingerbread
Cookie.
people. I can't.
Okay.
What do you mean a cookie? Like they're just circles?
Yeah.
Dan.
You said I could pick whatever I wanted.
You listen. You
You
can,
picked
but
Hold on,
Marie's
hold on.
Yule log, and I can't pick gingerbread cookie
why are you making gingerbread cookies that aren't gingerbread people?
because they're better.
Is my question.
Hold on. Hey, Kelsey. Kelsey, just shut your ears for a second. Dan, if you continue this line, then she'll want to send us some to prove us wrong.
I was actually just thinking about that. I was like, am
No,
I
no,
getting
no.
egged into this? I'm
No. You're not hearing this. You're not hearing this.
gonna have to prove
I
it by
also
sending
think
you
this is
home-baked
an
goods.
awful pick. It's an awful pick, and I've also weirdly heard international shipping rates are at their lowest point. But it's just
That
a
is
terrible
not true.
pick in my mind.
Nice, Preston. Well done. What's your pick now, Presto? Your third selection. You've basically gone 2 picks for your first pick. Seemingly.
As in, like, they go together?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called drafting well. But anyways,
Okay.
on pick number 3.
Concept is lost on premise.
Yep.
For pick number 3, I definitely associate this with Christmas, although I don't have it often. But when I do, it's really good because it's usually homemade. And I think a lot of people are going to resonate with this, but I love it, which is rum cake. Mm-hmm. I've also heard it called all sorts of things, but I know it is rum cake, so we're going to go with rum cake.
Yeah, it's like a bundt cake usually.
Yeah, and sometimes there's a nice like sugar glaze on top most of the time.
You know who makes a really good rum cake?
Marie.
Marie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
you,
Dan. When's your Christmas and where?
What about
I wanna
Mrs.
come.
Thompson?
I was just about to say, I bet my mom would make your cake and send you one.
Oh my god.
We'll talk to her about it. I
If
always
she
would
makes
get.
one, depending on how far you are, I will drive and come pick it up.
You've been to my parents' house before. You know how far away it is.
That's pretty far.
Yeah, it's not close.
I'll get your flight.
I would get mad because my mom would make it and then would only make one because she makes all these different things. And then my job was my sister and I were the elves and we would deliver them to all the people. And I would have deliver the rum cake would go to the neighbors and I would never get any.
That's sad.
And so if I
You
was
would
a
deliver Christmas treats to your neighbors?
like the neighbors usually we wouldn't.
Are you
my mom would
living
just walk in
Prentice
the
grew
house.
up
movie?
Prentice grew up in a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
This is ridiculous.
We would drive and we would take the cheesecake to Ronnie's house and the
So, Dan, here's
So
what's going to happen.
Marie
You're
just
going to
spends
go home for
all
Christmas.
in the kitchen.
Yeah,
basically,
so here's what's going to happen, Dan. You're going to go home for Christmas. There's going to be a young woman that shows up at your house because her big journalism paper, the New York Times, has sent her to do a remote story on a small little Christmas town called Tallahassee, and she's going to stay with you for a little bit, and she's going
get
to
snowed
witness
in
the Christmas
somehow.
spirit emanating. Yeah, she's going to have a flight home that gets canceled in Florida because of snow, which is, don't worry about it. It's a movie.
miracle.
And then she's going to have to borrow, extra clothes, which are some nice flannels and things. And she's going to rediscover the magic of Christmas. And she's going to stop writing those really aggressively liberal pieces for the New York Times. So
No,
she's
don't do
gonna
that.
stick to good conservative media.
Oh, no.
And she's going to pick up a job with the
bakery.
Blaze and just continue on in the local bakery.
And
which
at some
also
point in
does
your developing
conservative news.
relationship, you're gonna some deeply troubled aspect of your past is gonna come up. But
Yes.
thankfully, the way it resolves is actually very favorable
I
to
bake
you.
the cookies this
yeah,
time.
yeah, it's
It comes full
Yeah.
circle. I make the rum
Yeah.
cake.
Yeah. It's that you're adopted. Whoa. Big twist.
That'll be tough to learn at 30 years old, I think.
Yeah,
pretty
maybe.
late.
But
Yeah.
we'll find out this Friday at 8 p.m.
Marie, would you like to give us
Fun
an inside
Hallmark
scoop? Bonus section from Marie.
For
Subs
only
only.
for Patreon supporters.
There are some episodes on whether or not I wonder she's going to text me after the episode comes out. This one, I wonder.
This
less.
one I can guarantee it. I
I
can
know
almost
she's going
guarantee
to
it.
text me. Yeah.
Okay. I'm up here, and I'm going to go a cheesy route here as well. But I'm going to go with baked brie as my decadent cheesy thing. And I feel
I
like
had
if you
baked
really want
brie
to make it
today.
crispy, you can get you can go walnuts and cranberries on there with the baked brie. And man, I just really can fuck up some baked brie,
So I feel comfortable saying this because they also don't listen to the show. My in-laws also do a baked brie every year, but I swear the last 3 or 4 times, or really the last 10 times, it's
not
not
been good.
gone well, and there's not been a course correction where
Have you been giving feedback? Or are you saying, oh, it's amazing?
no, like everybody knows, everybody's looking at
Well,
it.
clearly not everybody does.
It didn't go well.
Oh, there's not
and
been
then
a course correction.
there's not been a course correction. Everybody looks at it and is like, oh, well, we fucked
Oh, we're
that one
drifting
up,
here.
so- we're sliding.
Stare into the
Get
skid.
us back on the road, please.
We've hit the pole. So I think it's weird. Does Marie do this one too?
She
I-
could.
I'm wondering
sure.
how- do
her
it.
or my dad. I feel like could do the baked brie. It's probably my mom.
What's your dad's name?
You're not going to believe this.
It's a
Dan.
wonderful name. Nope,
What do you say?
Is it Dan?
No.
it's a wonderful
It's
name.
it's Guy.
What?
Chef's kiss. Couldn't have picked it better. Amazing. And
Guy Marie.
Kelsey, and just take it from me. When you meet Guy, you're like, this is a guy.
The guy.
You're like, this one?
Yeah.
This one's a guy. For sure.
Guy and Marie.
Guy Printo.
Oh, yeah.
That is a wild first name.
Yeah.
Again, reinforces
Guy.
that you grew up in a movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Fair.
Guy and Marie is a couple you'd find in Greece.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird because both are French names.
Yep.
Guy is a French name?
Guy.
Oh.
My
I double dog
Yeah,
dare
yeah.
somebody to walk up to your dad and call him Guy.
well, so
Bonjour, Guy.
see
My,
what happens.
my mom's sister did apparently
Who?
before I came around. Yeah, she would call him Guy.
Oh, no.
Bonjour, Guy.
I think he kind of liked it. Okay, next I'm going to go with, and this is the thing that I really was upset to have missed. But something that I always have, which is like we have it in this list that we kind of brainstorm, but I'm just gonna like fancy assorted chocolates,
Fancy.
which we always get from C's chocolates. If you've ever had C's chocolates, it's just so good. But we always get the one that has like have the nuts in there, the caramels, the almonds, peanuts, so on and so forth. It would be weird at this point to have a Christmas without those, I think.
Do you get
like
the mix
really
of
good
milk
fancy
and dark
chocolates.
and white chocolate, or do you go with one?
No white chocolate. But yeah, mostly milk, probably a little bit of dark. But then we have you can get the ones that have like the filling is like I like the raspberry filling ones a lot. The nougats and stuff like that.
Yes.
Sometimes you get the marshmallow ones on the inside. But yeah, just like not like dog shit Russell Stover assorted chocolates, but just like actual good holiday chocolates.
Yeah, that's special.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you googling right now, Preston?
I can tell you when I get to my pick. I don't want to stomp on your game.
it's your
here.
pick.
I think it's fine.
It's your pick,
You have
right
assorted chocolates. Okay, it's great. So
I thought you were googling C's chocolate.
I
no,
also
I
thought
was
that.
googling to see if there was a more politically correct term for Christmas crack.
I know.
Is anybody aware?
I don't think there is. I think it just is what it
this
is.
might be called instead.
What is Christmas crack?
Oh, it's good.
It is as
Saltine
I know
crackers.
it, Kelsey. Yeah, cracker with chocolate and like
Toffee.
either sprinkles or M&Ms.
No, but
on
toffee,
top, or
too.
like Heath bar. I've seen like usually how I've seen it made is like you lay out a dish
Tray of crackers.
of saltines. And then you cover them all in chocolate, and then you do like sections, almost like how you do like a pizza.
But
you
don't
like
you
a
don't do
section is,
toffee?
like, sprinkles.
That's the key middle layer.
Maybe there is toffee. And
I bet there is, because I actually was looking this earlier too, because I was like, is Christmas crack like a Canadian thing or a Newfoundland thing? But I looked and there's like a million recipes from all over, and it's always the saltines and then toffee that like gets melted, and then melted chocolate, and then you put like sprinkles or whatever else on the top, and then you let it harden, and then you just like crack it apart, and it's like so much better than this like the sum of its parts. Like it's Oh, it's good.
I've never had this.
So,
Get Marie
but the
to
question
make
is, what do I put on the graphic? Do I put
Let's
Christmas,
put Christmas
crack?
crack.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put Christmas crack.
Listen, crack means things other than the drug.
You
Yeah,
crack
Christmas
it apart.
butt crack is what I'm gonna put.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
So it's my pick again.
That's me.
That's your
that's
pick.
what I'm about. That's my whole thing.
All right, I wish I could have an opinion on this. I will say the saltine bit sounds a lot, but
It does
Kelsey
sound
seems like
odd,
a
for
bit.
sure. But it's good because that's the
Do you
saltiness.
not have salt with like chocolate? You don't
No,
have
of course, like salt to cover salt.
Well, then the
salt
rest
covered
is
nuts,
just a
salt
texture
covered pretzels. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I
It's
feel
almost like
saltines
a
wouldn't hold up
delivery
super well.
mechanism. It's
Yeah,
like a
of
delivery
course.
mechanism.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
Very, very good.
All right, Kelsey, you've got back to back again.
Good. Okay. I in theory want to take more savory stuff because I do love savory things at Christmas, but when I think of Christmas food, I do generally think of sweets. So on that topic, I'm going to take another type of, I don't know if cookie is the right word, but baked good's not even the right word because it's not baked. I'm taking peanut butter balls is where I'm going with this. I would call them cookies, but I know they're not like true cookies.
They're definitely not cookies. They're peanut butter balls.
Yeah, I know, but like what category would you put a peanut butter ball in?
Just a sweet
Why does it
treat.
need a category?
I guess.
Yeah, why do we have to categorize everything, Kelsey, huh? Why can't we just
Yeah,
let things be what they are?
I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know, and I need to understand it. So, anyways, yeah, no, peanut butter balls. I mean, they're just so good. Like,
Yeah, they are.
homemade peanut butter balls are delicious. They're also really easy to make.
So
I really
my
have no
guess, Dan,
explanation.
is My guess, Dan, is this would exclude a pick of Buckeyes in the future. I know these is Buckeyes.
Yeah, Buckeyes
I
are
guess.
the same
Are they
thing.
different?
You think they're the same?
Yeah.
They're the
That's
same, except you just
unfortunate.
don't dip them all the way.
I really wanted Buckeyes in future rounds.
I kind of think of Buckeyes as like
You should have taken it instead of a candy cane. You had your freaking
there's the Christmas spirit for you.
I actually
Not a
let them
wholesome
fall
household in the
because I
Hayden
didn't
household.
think I didn't think they would be taken, which I was sort of right, but they're,
Buckeyes are the
I gotta
same,
be honest.
except just not fully dipped, right?
Yes.
Well,
they are.
I've only ever had Buckeyes as like store made, I guess, whereas peanut butter balls feel very homemade to me.
Fair, but you can get them.
I had a roommate in college where every Christmas they would send us a huge batch of homemade Buckeyes with it'd be like finals week and be like, we're
Isn't
going to see you
Buckeyes like
soon.
a Midwest type
And,
thing?
oh my God.
Or is that
Yeah,
just
so
an
he's
all over
from
America
Ohio,
thing?
So it's like a
Okay, because how I know what
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes are is I worked with a guy who's from Ohio, and he was like, "I'm gonna make you Buckeyes," and I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "These are peanut butter balls."
Hey, I have a
they're the
question.
Buckeye
Why'd you
state.
give the guy from Ohio a southern accent, Kelsey? Where do you think
I don't know where
Ohio
that
is?
was. I was just going general American.
Hey, I'm from Ohio. I'm gonna make you
That's
some
fair.
Buckeyes.
All right, Preston, let's hear your Ohio accent.
Yeah, come on. It was really good.
People from Ohio have accents. I feel like they sound like
Yes.
America.
Yeah.
They sound like neutral voice. Like they do not have.
That
accents.
is not neutral. An American accent is not neutral. That was the most American
No,
thing you've
America
ever
is
said.
neutral,
Is it
Kelsey.
like Minnesota?
America,
Hey, get your car off the side of the road.
America is
That's like
what?
very
I don't know what
Minnesota.
that was.
That was ignorant, is what
Listen,
that was.
listen, Kelsey.
That was racist.
That was American ignorance.
America
what that
is
was.
normal, okay, and then everything that's not America is some weird deviation from America.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
So you
true.
put things in categories.
Absolutely true.
Normal, and not normal.
And not
America,
normal, yeah. And everything American is normal.
etc.
We just, as Americans, try and use as few categories as possible. It helps us better understand.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Do you think Americans are the only people who feel that way about their accents?
Yes.
Like, because there are a lot of Americans.
so,
there,
actually,
there,
yeah.
there are a lot of Americans who are like, I don't have an accent. Like, yeah, you do. You have an American accent.
I do think there are probably people in England that think this is a normal English accent, and then somebody.
What is a
from,
normal
like,
English
Birmingham
accent? But
or
do
Yeah.
they think like I don't have an accent. I just speak the way you speak, and everyone else has an accent that doesn't talk like me.
Surely
You know what's
everybody
funny,
knows they
Daniel,
have
is I
some
would say
kind of accent.
you on the spectrum of accent. Like if we did like a 23andMe of Daniel's accents, you're at 0% in every single possible category in my mind.
No, you sound
Like,
a little
you
bit
do not
American
lean
sometimes.
in any direction.
You actually, a few minutes
Well,
ago, when
but
you
that's
said,
what I'm saying.
you
I'm
said,
using my American exceptionalism.
but you sounded really American when you said no white chocolate in the chocolate box.
I did not say it like that.
You
I don't
did.
feel like it sounded like that.
It was
I feel like
just
you
like
really
that.
layered it
I
on
really
top.
did not say it like
It was
what
exactly
am I, Forrest
like that.
fucking Gump? I said no white chocolate.
It sounded
No white chocolate.
American. It did.
And just American tea was just Forrest Gump. No white chocolate.
What am I, Forrest fucking Gump?
It's a weird thing
I don't know
to
how we
say.
got here. Kelsey, you picked peanut butter balls. You got another pick.
Right. Ooh, I don't know what to pick. Okay, I'm gonna go with. Actually, this is the first thing I'm picking. That is actually like a Hayden classic. Because I would say we didn't have the most like Christmassy
Conventional.
Christmases ever.
Traditional.
I would say, yeah. I mean, somewhat traditional, but basically the gist is that my family, excluding me, hates Christmas. And so,
Really?
yeah, so some, generational trauma there, but it's we don't have time.
No.
But yeah,
No,
so
we
Christmas
really
is
don't.
not like that Christmassy at my parents' house.
Damn.
Yeah, so but this is one thing that is very Christmassy for us. Like always, dozens and dozens of these cookies made, and very nicely decorated because my mom, Michelle, does a great job making these cookies and decorating them, and that is shortbread cookies. And I will say that shortbread cookies are like a pretty inoffensive cookie overall. I would say they're pretty, like not gonna like blow your socks off, but they're not the worst thing. But a good shortbread cookie is pretty good.
Listen, you don't got to sell me on shortbread cookies, all right?
All right.
You don't.
I mean, they're basically spritz. So
I actually think that you were talking
I
about
was
how
going to
gingerbread.
ask what the difference is between spritz and a shortbread cookie.
I don't know.
Spritz are more sugar cookie-ish.
Fair.
They're just different. They're just different things.
Yeah.
I think a spritz is kind of like a combination of a shortbread and a sugar cookie.
I think that's fair.
I just got to trust you guys on this, I guess.
Just trust me on this. Listen, when I have my mom send you a rum cake, I'll have her send you some spritz cookies as well.
If she's just taking orders,
No, not for you, Kelsey.
no.
Not for you.
Nothing international.
Kelsey, you were too mean to Preston, and that means she's not going to like you very much.
Ooh.
Interesting. So
Spicy.
she really likes Preston.
Yeah. She does like Preston.
Sounds
She loves
close to
Preston.
Interesting.
I think shortbread cookies are going to go better with your eggnog than your gingerbread cookies.
I think that's
gotta
fair.
Be honest.
Yeah. I actually
you
think
were-
that
you were-
a shortbread cookie in the morning with a cup of tea is like,
Yeah,
it slaps.
you were trying to sell me on the gingerbread cookies going with your eggnog, and I wasn't buying it at all.
Really?
But now that you have shortbread cookies, I do think you have that combination.
whew,
Yeah.
all right.
You know when we were talking earlier about what contribution the Queen ever made to you? What you just said. A shortbread
The tea.
cookie in the morning with a cup of tea. That was the most English thing I've ever heard.
Can I be honest
Sure.
though? I don't think Queen had anything to do with that.
Cookies in the morning?
What did the Queen have to do with that?
I mean, not
None.
that
I don't
specific
know.
queen, but the monarchy in general.
Daniel, she's been queen forever. And
But do you think she invented tea and cookies? I don't think so.
Maybe.
Biscuits, sorry.
I don't know, man.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean. Preston, what's your
Yes.
fifth pick?
Well, I realize this doesn't make any sense,
Okay.
That's on brand.
but we're gonna do it anyways.
Can't wait to see what this is.
Because I feel like it's fallen so far that, for me personally, it's sort of a steal, and it is one of my favorite Christmas treats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take peppermint bark.
Yeah. I think peppermint bark is good, but I do think doubling up
You
on
don't
the
eat it with a candy cane.
the candy cane, yeah, is a
Are you
lot.
obsessed with brushing your teeth?
I think peppermint bark is distinctly different. than a
Peppermint
candy cane.
Park.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to play. I also think peppermint bark is distinctly different than a candy cane. I think it
They
is different.
definitely
enough
are.
that, well, the voters will give me credit for one or the other, depending on what they enjoy.
Oh, interesting. You're trying to cover bases here.
Sort of, and I also just thought peppermint bark was going to be taken by the time we got to this point, and I'm sort of here's what happened. I drafted, Bryce Young with the first overall pick, and 3 rounds later, the QB2 is still on the board, and I'm like, well, might as well. You know what I mean?
I guess so.
Everybody gets that reference. Kelsey's nodding fervently.
Everybody, and not only does everyone get it, but it was a good reference.
It made sense. People understand.
All right, I am going to go. I have to get my drink here, and I'm going to go with mulled apple cider.
Sorry, what was that first word?
Mulled,
Sorry? Spell it?
like MULLED.
Okay.
What's your
So
issue
you-
there?
Can you use
bro?
it in,
Mullet-
can you use it in a
mullet.
sentence?
Yeah, he molds the apple cider, and then he drank mulled
know what?
apple cider.
Doesn't help me at all.
Okay. So you cook it. You take the apple cider, and then you heat it up on the stove with mulling spices in it.
Yeah.
So it's cloves,
aromatics.
cinnamon. Yeah. And it just really enhances.
You
the
didn't know what
apple
mull
cider
means?
experience.
Nope.
I guess you wouldn't mull anything in Georgia.
Listen,
It's
I
too-
mull a lot of things over. I don't mold any drinks.
This is contemplative cider.
Contemplative cider.
Thoughtful cider.
This
yeah.
cider's really been mulled over.
It just makes it a lot
Okay.
more complex. And in
If
my
you're
opinion,
talking about,
more
like,
Christmassy
spiced-
as well.
Like spiced apple cider, basically.
Spiced cider, yeah.
Yeah, we don't use frilly language like a bunch of Northeastern elites, Kelsey. That's what we do. So get the hell out of here.
Sorry, that's my bad, I guess.
I've seen a map. You're basically in New York right now. So I don't want to hear from you.
Geography.
I feel like this is 2 Kelsey appearances in a row, and it's not. This time isn't as bad as last time.
As
Where it feels like Preston and Kelsey have really become antagonists towards each other, and it's
probably
I'm torn up
refreshing
about
for
it
you.
'cause
It's good natured jesting.
I'm conflicted about it because Kelsey really used to be my bully on this show to like an intense degree, and I am
was the only
glad
one
to
we
have. Yeah, I am glad to have like lost that heat.
I guess
but
the real question
I do
is
get
why
a
do
little
I have to
defensive
bully
when people
anyone?
are mean to Preston?
I
You
think
don't,
Kelsey's
I don't
more
think.
than capable of doing both, actually.
That's true. I don't think you have to bully anybody. I think that's the mistake you're making.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I do that.
Just like the seals, right, Dan? It's built into their culture.
I'm mulling this
It is.
over right now.
Nice, very nice. It's Canadians are famously combative. I think so. That's probably
That was good.
all right. What do I take last here? I want to take something that I know you guys will hate as a pick.
Interesting.
Like,
And I don't even
like,
know.
oh no, he got that, or like hate isn't like that was a bad.
No, like you think it's a bad pick, but it could be that just that we ate a bunch of like sweet treats before this, and now I've drunk 2/3 of a pint of eggnog, but I kind of don't really want anything more sweet.
Mm-hmm. When we were brainstorming, we did not brainstorm very many savory things.
No, we didn't. But and the thing I'm thinking of, I don't know if people will even think of this, but we always have it like in the fall, like Thanksgiving time and into Christmas time. So I'm just gonna go with it, and like it doesn't even feel like a thing that's good to me, but I always just chow down on it. And it's a nice light thing. I'm gonna go with homemade Chex Mix.
Oh yeah.
Which is like a nice savory, not too filling.
It's
kind of a good snack to like kind of have between the heavier things on my list here.
How do you home make it?
Well, Marie does it obviously.
Naturally.
But I think you just kind of like you put all the ingredients in there, like kind of like cover them in butter and like salt and some seasonings, and then you bake them.
Yeah, that is exactly what you do. You put like, whatever you want, like the pretzel sticks and the different cereals and
Pretzels,
blah blah blah.
the Chex,
You lay it all out.
Pretzels are already baked.
Yeah, everything's already baked, but then you pour.
Everything's already baked.
You put melted butter on it, and then like whatever flavors you want in there, like whatever spices. Mix it all up, put it on a baking sheet, and just bake it like on very low for not very long.
Yeah,
just kind of like
we always put
locks it in.
like nuts in there, like peanuts, almonds, etc.
Got it.
It's quite tasty.
Got it.
And I feel like nuts are like a pretty Christmassy thing. So
This sounds very good.
It is very good.
it is good. Wow, this is amazing. I really thought you guys were going to shit all over this.
Well,
but
now
you're
I've been
both
outed
No,
as a
sounds
bully,
great.
kinda on
so
board with it.
I'm going to be really, really nice now.
Another
Really
good
nice.
strat is
Christmas
right
spirit.
before you make a contentious pick, out somebody as a bully. It's like that's a time-honored tradition of this
Why didn't I
show.
think of that? Why didn't I think of that before?
I would make this pick, but the two other people on the show make me feel like complete shit all the time. I hate myself.
Oh, see,
I do it anyways.
I thought it was a bad play because I thought you both were going to lean into it, and like no matter what I picked at that point, then it's be like.
I mean,
yeah,
it sounds great. I think you're benefited by the fact that the list is running pretty thin, and there's
Little
not
dry.
any other obvious choices at the moment.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, speaking of which, Preston, where are you going to go here with your last pick?
something crazy.
I hope so.
I mean, it is
Peppermint
another
patties.
weird one because. Oh my gosh, shut up.
Toothpaste.
This is the
Old-
worst. I also
old
think you
Christmas
guys are in
treat.
This is another one of those times on the show where I firmly believe that I'm in the minority on the show and in the majority and in real life, and I'm just yearning to get back into the real world where people
Maybe.
think peppermint is great.
But I got to be honest, I don't think this is one of those times. I don't think people are really like. I don't think people's favorite part of Christmas is the candy canes. But I could be wrong. I'm going to leave that opportunity open.
Maybe for the first time ever.
No, I've been wrong plenty of times in this show. Plenty of
well,
times.
I'm gonna go with a second beverage.
Oh, he's doing it.
Yeah, it just
What's he
sort of
gonna
makes
do?
the most sense to me if I'm trying to yield multiple audiences, and it is my most partaken in Christmas treat
Irish coffee.
of the season. Wow, well, there. Damn.
Sorry,
Kelsey.
that I was just
Did
guessing.
you steal his thunder?
Drum
What
roll,
the hell?
Sorry.
please.
I was just.
It
I
is.
didn't really think I was
Have
right.
you listened to this show before?
He was. Do
Jesus.
you understand? Do you understand the format, Kelsey?
Yeah,
this
sorry,
how
I got
not to get
excited.
Back challenge. All right, I'm going to be taking Irish
It
coffee.
just seems like something that Preston loves.
Poor
It is something
person.
that Preston loves. I don't know what that says that you.
That sounded like more of an insult than I meant.
Yeah.
I didn't take it as an insult.
No, it really
It is
seems
something
on
that
brand
Preston
for
loves.
you.
I love Irish coffee. My new thing is to use Buffalo Trace has a Irish coffee cream that I use that is delicious. And then some peppermint schnapps maybe will make its way in there, which is weird, Dan, that I didn't even think about that for hot chocolate. You mentioned that.
Try it
earlier,
sometime.
I will. Certainly, especially if
It's-
I'm using
it's-
candy
it's-
canes and hot. Like, what am I doing?
it's that thing.
Like
It's
the map
liquid.
is in front of me, right there.
It's liquid alcoholic candy cane, you know?
Yeah.
I know. What am I doing? But I'm gonna take an Irish coffee.
This is nice because I feel it's important to get that coffee in there because the treats at Christmas time are so heavy and really just wanted to put you to sleep, and getting that evening coffee to kind of
And you don't
got
gotta get up for work the next day, so you're okay with having a coffee at 6:30 or something like that.
Yeah.
Good on.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a very nice round out of the team.
I think. It's
Also,
fine.
Christmas morning, opening gifts in the chaos. Have one at 11:30. Listen, nobody's watching. Don't worry
Maybe
about
even
it.
earlier. Maybe even earlier.
Yeah, maybe. Listen,
9:30 maybe.
in-law family, boy, they get up at 7:30 in the morning for presents.
Wow.
That's not the vibe, man.
Even now,
Yeah,
with
I
people
mean-
being adults,
That ain't it.
Yeah,
Wow.
isn't that weird?
just dedication.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is maybe a weird thing about us, but our thing was we would do family presents Christmas Eve.
So what you got
Presents
to each
from Santa
other?
Christmas morning. Yeah.
That's interesting.
But we kept doing the Christmas morning presents even long after the truth came out to my sister and I because my sister really liked it. And I really was I've really been lobbying and banking, really lobbying for let's just do all of it on Christmas Eve.
No,
That's
Okay,
crazy.
I don't-
Why
so
would
I
you
don't
want
have
to do
wake
that?
up in the morning? Because then I don't have to wake up in the morning.
You always have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wake
do
up.
but then
Christmas Eve
you
night.
open all your presents.
Just do
have
it when
the
you wake up.
whole day in front of you. Yeah.
You don't need to wake up in the morning to do it. Just wake up and then do it.
Well,
Yeah, just do it
here's
like
the thing,
10,
okay?
10:30.
Here's the thing about the Prentice family Christmas, all right? For years, we would do Christmas Day brunch, where we invite dozens of, I'm talking 50-plus people coming over and having...
Wow, you guys like
Christmas
50
You got to
special
get it out of
things.
the way fast.
Yeah, so yeah, we kind of got to get through. We got to get up and get
I'm actually-
because people are coming
that's
over
a-
at 11 in the morning.
That's a very relatable experience. We would host our family, around 30 people or so not as big, but still pretty big. And they would all get there at 2 maybe, which is not as tight, but it would be as soon as we're done opening presents, my mom's like, okay, Christmas over, everybody clean up, go shower, get dressed, vacuum the upstairs. It's just all these things come up all very suddenly, and
It's very not relatable for me.
I have a tangential question for the bully pulpit here.
Well, wait. Should we not let Kelsey make her last pick and then do the question in the
If it's related, you can do the question first.
That would make a lot of sense for someone who's been on the show for a long time to suggest that instead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm like a new host like
Kelsey, why
yourself.
don't you hit us with your last pick?
Okay, so yeah, I've been thinking about savory treats since I last made a pick, and I finally thought of one that I want. And it's funny, we didn't
Perfect.
talk about this when we were discussing ideas earlier, but I actually think this is a really good one. And it's pigs in a blanket.
Oh.
I don't know why I didn't think of them, but delectable little guys.
I don't know. They are. I don't know if I really think of them as all that Christmassy.
Yeah,
but I could see
I
it.
don't
I
think
would
of them as
agree.
Christmas specific, but if you ever have a big spread of good apps and stuff, they're on that spread.
Mm-hmm.
And I associate kind of that concept with Christmas, I would say.
Finger foods.
Yeah, real good finger
Yeah.
foods. I also
Listen,
just think it's really nice contrast to the gingerbread cookie, peanut butter balls, and shortbread cookies I have.
What kind of dipping sauce are you putting your pigs in a blanket in?
So I'm not a big dipper. So I
You're just eating them
actually,
plain?
You eat dry pigs in a blanket?
they're not dry. The wiener is moist.
What does that mean?
The wiener is moist, she said, Dan. The wiener is moist.
I will not
All
repeat
right.
that.
I
I think most people are
nuts.
into
Dan.
what, like a
No,
honey mustard
Kelsey,
or something?
Kelsey, shush. Kelsey, shush. Dan, what sauce
Don't
do you
shush
use
our
for-
guest.
Extremely rude. It's such a
Sauce
hostile
you use.
environment.
Don't shush our guest. Listen, I know you two are antagonists now, but yeah, come on.
I'm sorry.
He's not.
I know I've been talking a lot about how we're going to do next season of Drafted. But I don't think we continue after the phrase "the wiener is moist."
Yeah, I think it's done.
I think we got to shut it down.
Put a fork in it. We're done.
You're welcome.
I don't think there's any point in continuing. I am putting my pigs in a blanket in yellow mustard.
I see.
Okay.
What about you?
I do a honey mustard, but not like a sweet one, like a boar's head, like a little more mustardy honey mustard kind of thing.
Sure. Okay, that is the final pick of the draft. Here are the teams. I also realized we didn't take our halfway break, so you're welcome for one fewer commercial break than we're supposed to have. Here are our teams. We've got Kelsey has eggnog, gingerbread cookies, not people though, not gingerbread people.
Thank you.
We've got cheese ball, peanut butter balls, shortbread, and pigs in a blanket with no dipping sauce.
Okay, no, other people can have the dipping sauce.
Okay.
Nope, none.
Preston has hot chocolate, a candy cane, a single candy cane. Just kidding, he has candy canes. Rum cake, Christmas crack. My handwriting was so bad this time. I really got lazy with it. Peppermint bark and Irish coffee. And then I have Yule log, Spritz cookies, baked brie, assorted chocolates, mulled apple cider, and Chex Mix. We're going to take a quick breather to make sure Kelsey and Preston don't actually hate each other. And we can come back with a good wrap-up segment of the show. We'll be right back in just a second.
I'm sorry I shushed you, Kelsey.
Okay.
Okay, we've all hugged it out. We're all friends again. And I was saying in the break, I think this was very apropos because when you're with family for Christmas, sometimes tempers run a little hot. You're in the heat of the moment when you're trying to draft the best team, as we all do with our families at Christmas time. Sitting around the fire after we've opened our presents, just drafting things, and then you apologize and you hug and make up, and that's what the Christmas season is all about: having arguments with people you like, and then
it was also nice because
begrudgingly
Preston
moving
gave
on
such a heartfelt apology to me. Did you want to say it again for everybody?
No, yes, sure. Kelsey, I'm sorry I shushed you, but you were being unreasonable.
I'm sorry, but you deserved it.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, you know what? It is in full jest. Kelsey and I know each other way too well to take something like that seriously. We've been friends for decades.
Decades and decades. Back. Yeah. I do hate seeing mom and dad fight like that, though. So I had to step in and intervene. What do I usually ask? First? I think it was. Oh, what are the things that you had on your list that you ended up not taking for whatever reason? I do feel like there are. We're talking about things running a little dry, but I do feel like there are some good options out there.
I had Oreo balls, but I didn't think anybody else knew what those were.
The Oreo truffles?
Sell me on them.
Is that what they are? They're like Oreo cheesecake balls.
Oh, huh.
Okay. I was not convinced that was a thing more than just my family
That's a
ever
thing.
had.
It's
okay. They're fantastic.
They are very good. I was never going to take
that's
this,
it.
but something that is very iconically Christmas is fruitcake. I don't like fruitcake.
Yeah.
But it is like a very Christmas thing. My mom makes
It's the
multiple.
joke of Christmas, though.
Yeah, my mom makes multiple fruitcakes every year and gives them to people, and I think they genuinely like them. Like, I think they're genuinely happy about it.
I have had really good fruitcake, and I do really like it. And I honestly thought about taking it, but I know that the perception of fruitcake is that it's bad.
Yeah.
I think the problem with fruitcakes that people think are bad is that they're super hard and
Right.
chewy. But if you get a nice, good, soft, moist fruitcake,
What fruit do you like in your fruitcake?
They kind of bang.
Apparently, my mom's apricot fruitcake really slaps.
Yeah, apricot,
Cherry?
like cherries probably. Yeah, yeah, things like that. And then you want to get some walnuts in there again. Walnuts just a very Christmassy thing.
There was one Christmas where a member of my family received a fruitcake of my 30-person crew. And not kidding, I'm realizing now how insensitive this was, but we went outside and we played a game of 5-on-5 football with it.
Was the person who gave the fruitcake there?
Yes.
Psycho.
That is tough.
You couldn't have waited till they
I'm
left?
realizing now how mean that was.
Who was the
I don't
family
know
member?
if they ever noticed. It was
Yeah,
it
drop
was an
names.
uncle. I
How'd they
think
take it? You don't know. If
honestly,
they noticed?
if I'm remembering, I think he had gotten it as a gift and tried to like jokingly regift
think you're
it.
backpedaling.
So I actually think it was okay, but I'm not totally certain, and that concerns me because that sounds really mean. But that's Christmas, for you.
That's Christmas for you. What else? I mean, we had like the Reese's peanut butter cup Christmas trees in there, but like we had peanut butter balls taken.
Yeah.
And that's basically all that is. The snowballs, which are like the brown cookies, but with like the
Coconut.
the white frosting on them.
Oh, no.
They're, right?
For me, a snowball is like a coconut chocolate ball, and it has coconut on the outside, too.
Well, what are those cookies called then? Like, what's the brown cookie with like the snow on them called?
Oh, like a
Brown
Christmas,
cookie
like,
with snow.
crinkle. Those ones? You mean the ones that, like, you you make it into a ball, and then you dip it in powdered sugar, and when you bake it, it kind of, like, crackles on the top? Yeah, I used to call those Christmas crinkles, but...
Okay.
I do know which ones
think-
you're
I don't
talking
think we
about.
call them that,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what they're called. Yeah, okay. Those are pretty good. Snickerdoodles. I mean, we all kind of like got our. Oh wait, hang on. Preston didn't take any Christmas cookies.
I did not.
Am I wrong? Wow.
Nope.
So
Yep.
that surprised me.
Bold move. Was totally on purpose. All part of the plan.
Calculated.
Yep.
Preston, what was the question you were going to ask before
Oh.
Kelsey's last pick?
Well, I was sort of just soliciting advice. It's not super related to this draft, but
Oh,
my beloved Indianapolis Colts. It was announced
I
at
thought
the
you were gonna
beginning of
say
this
your
year.
wife.
Too.
No, don't worry about her. My beloved Indianapolis Colts. It was announced at the beginning of this year are coming to Atlanta, which is where I live, to play the Atlanta Falcons. And I was like, oh, excellent! My team's playing in my city. Like, I have to go. Like, they can't really be your team if you don't go in moments like that. So
so
I
they
was
playing on
like,
Christmas
I'm gonna
Day
get
or something?
tickets.
Christmas Eve?
They're playing Christmas Eve at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. My in-laws, who I will be with, they go to bed around 9. How far do we think I can push this? Do we think I could get tickets and leave around 9:30 and catch the second half?
I think you just get tickets and go and catch the first half.
I don't think you can do that.
Really? Okay, see,
don't
this
think-
is
no,
coming
no.
from a different place
Kel-
where we have
Kelsey doesn't
no,
know
like,
Lauren's-
Christmas traditions, so...
You have no boundaries.
Also, you don't know Lauren's family. I don't think you can do that.
But, like, one
Wow.
time
Daniel knows them, I guess, pretty well.
But, like, one time to see your favorite team in your city? That seems special.
But he's seen them before.
But I've had
yeah,
this
but, like,
conversation.
you've experienced
But I don't
Christmas
get to see them
before.
often, Dan, to be fair. And to see them, I have to fly.
And, like,
Pretty
you
much
have
every
Christmas
time.
Eve every year. Like, it's special, but it is annual. Like...
Kelsey, can I put you on the phone with somebody right now?
I think that if this, like, means a lot to you, and it'd be very special and fun, and you're going to miss maximum an hour to an hour and a half of festivities, and then they're going to be in bed anyways, I think it's completely
Well,
reasonable.
no,
Like,
you
he's
have to
not
miss more than
suggesting
that to
he's
get there
going
in
at
time.
9 a.m. on
I
Christmas
don't think
morning.
so.
Like, you're not suggesting you're going to miss
I don't
Christmas
think I'd
dinner.
have to miss a lot of festivities. Yeah,
I'm all
the
for
other
it.
wrinkle thrown into this is because of the nature of it, I would probably go alone, which is weirder. But Dan, have you ever been to like a big sporting event like that by yourself?
No,
Seems
And
sort of strange.
I wouldn't
Lots of
want
people
to.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm a big
But
proponent
it's-
for
it's
doing
all-
whatever you want.
Right, but it's going alone, but it's in the away stadium.
So,
So I'm gonna wear all my gear, all my Colts
right.
gear, to the Falcon Stadium by myself.
This is the one person's opinion who matters. What does Lauren think?
She's not what I would say
Not
is
thrilled.
Traditionally in favor of the plan.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you got to do what Lauren says on this one.
But
Would
here's
be
my
my
called
advice.
shot for the podcast. Just I think there's maybe a 10% chance that this is true.
That she
I think
okays it?
she's actively telling me that she's not in favor of it because they got me a ticket for Christmas.
I really hope that's
I
what
don't know where they
happened.
I think there's like the slimmest possible chance, and as much as I make fun of my in-laws on the show, they're incredibly thoughtful. That is something they might actually do. But I do think like indirect conflict with the holiday, that's a big deal for them.
Yeah, I think that's really the only. I think, in my opinion, I think that's really the only context in which it would be cool for you to go. I know, but I really think you can only go if Lauren is like, yeah, it's fine.
You guys are much more considerate than I am.
Why are you playing NFL games on 8 p.m. at Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, that's
ridiculous.
What are you
it's
doing?
like when like the NBA always does the Christmas Day games. So I'm like, oh my god.
Because if they're not even really going to enjoy me having it on TV while I'm at their house. Like that's already sort of like killing the Christmas spirit. So like I don't want to like be that guy, but you forced me into this situation, Roger.
And I kind of even feel like Christmas Day basketball it's during the middle of the day. And I feel like a lot of people's Christmas stuff is morning and nighttime.
That's fair. It's kind of in a dead zone.
I think it's kind of okay to have like a
when
thing
Christmas in the basketball season is not always super serious. Like Christmas in the NFL season, like you're heating up, like you're getting into the final parts of the year. There aren't as many games, so it just feels more intense.
8 p.m. Christmas Eve football is asinine.
I agree. That seems
football
unnecessary.
I understand the NFL can do whatever the fuck it wants that people will watch, but the NFL should check itself.
They're pushing
It's also just like
they are.
It's not like there are so few football games, so there are so many times you can have football games.
Well, that's why they're doing it, because the more primetime games they get in their mind, the better.
Sure,
so,
but like
all these, but
you got nothing but time for football games. Like you only do a few a week.
It really is. They jumped the shark, in my opinion, with that. So maybe that's calling my opinion up a little bit.
Really dumb is like we meaning the Colts have the 1:00 time slot on Sunday, which is the most common spot for those who don't know. That's like we don't really care about your game.
The majority of games are at 1:00.
Yeah. So we've had that every week this year, all of them.
And the
one time they schedule something that I could even watch on national television without having to figure out some sort of VPN situation is Christmas Eve 8 p.m.
That's quite sad.
Yeah,
sorry.
All good. Listen. Another thing about Christmas, it's a good time to vent. Airing of grievances. Okay, what was? You know what? I'm gonna skip. In light of the Christmas spirit, I'm gonna skip my second usual question, which is what was the worst pick of the draft. We're not gonna go there.
We already know what it is.
Every pick was good. Okay, what was the best team other than your own? Because I feel like we're all picking our own teams here. There weren't really any instances of someone taking something that someone else was going to take. It didn't seem like in the moment. So who is your second place vote, everyone?
Definitely yours.
Okay.
You have a nice assortment of savory and sweet. None of your picks taste like toothpaste.
Kelsey really hates candy canes more than I do.
No, I
don't want to say I'm on this level of candy cane hate.
I mean this genuinely, and it sounds mean, but this is just my honest taste opinions. There's only 2 things on Preston's list that I would eat.
Wow.
Well, really?
Only 2 things I would consume.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of wild. You seem to like the Christmas crack. Yep. So that's one. The hot chocolate?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a rum cake?
It would never... If there's any other options, I would... Excluding
That's
the other
wild.
options he picked.
Rum cake is so good.
Maybe I've never had a good rum cake.
Listen, all right. Maybe if you were nice to Preston the rest of the draft, maybe Marie will send you one. Rum cake is really good.
I'm starting to suspect
really
I just haven't had a good one.
Well, it seems like you just don't like alcohol, right? Because there is a booziness, like a genuine booziness to rum cake that is part of
it's
it.
usually pretty heavy. Yeah.
Because usually when you have booze in a baked, you can't actually taste any of the booze.
Yeah, no, in rum cake you can because. What were you say, Preston?
Well, at what point in the process is the rum added?
So it's in the glaze.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Typically.
So
it's not fully evaporated.
Gotcha. It's not
still
cooked away. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember this is probably overkill, but I remember we weren't allowed to have it as little.
Oh, really?
Kids. Yeah.
Yeah. See, my family was not like that. They let us loose.
Yeah. But yeah, there is a definite bootsiness to it. So if you're not like an alcohol person, then you probably wouldn't like it. But I genuinely think they're delicious. I also think peppermint bark is pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's a nice little
as
treat.
you can tell, really not into peppermint. So.
Yeah, you really hate candy canes. I do not hate them that much. I just don't think they're great. But you just hate peppermint stuff. Preston, what about you? Who's second place for you?
Probably Daniel. Just like not a big eggnog person, and then nothing else like really excited me. Although you did get the Buckeyes peanut butter balls, which I love.
We got to not have Kelsey and Preston on for food drafts. They're too different.
That's good though, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think the big difference is that Kelsey is generally healthy and I'm generally not.
Oh, that's not accurate at all. Look at my list.
Kelsey, all you drink is water.
That's
though,
the one way that I'm
healthy.
healthy.
There's nothing.
Yeah, but it's a big way. It's a very big
it's
way.
It's a good way,
yeah.
but it's
That is.
It really is the one way that I'm like healthy, and it's not even for health reasons. I just like water.
You just like water.
I'm pretty sure I was dehydrated for the first 29 years of my life, and then I started actually carrying a water bottle around, and I was like, oh.
You're just making up for all the water you didn't drink. I think I'm going to go Kelsey here. I feel like Kelsey has the most similar list to my own, which is like a nice, diverse list. I think it's a little cheap to get the pigs in a blanket, to be honest.
Why?
But I like that you have them. So like if that's like in the list,
why is it cheating?
I'm going for it because I just I have pigs in a blanket at football parties.
Okay, I guess because I don't go to football parties, so I really do probably only have pigs in a blanket at Christmas. Honestly.
Christmas. Yeah, listen, that's fair. That's why we went full vague kind of anything goes. If you have it for Christmas, I think that's fine. Especially in light of the loving and accepting Christmas season. But yeah, of course, it'll always come down to what you listeners think. Which of our holiday spreads of Christmas treats would you most enjoy? Be sure to vote in the poll. And again, be sure to check out the Patreon special of trying the Canadian treats that Kelsey sent us. It was much more loving over there. Mm-hmm. Everyone had a nice time. We all kind of weirdly agreed, pretty much, like for like, step for step on. Yeah,
that would have been a really hard draft, actually.
It would have been tough. It would have been really tough. We all would have been fighting over the same things. But yeah, Kelsey, thank you so much. Congrats on being our first multi Christmas episode drafter. I genuinely did not realize that. Was not intentional. I
bribed you with
Kelsey
the snacks.
Sent the treats.
So.
You did bribe us with the snacks,
It's
and
true.
we're like, well,
It
we got the snacks. We got the snacks a week and a half ago or so, Preston.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
just would make the most sense to, if we're gonna do the snack thing, knock out a Christmas draft as well. But Kelsey, do you have any Christmassy things you want to say to the drafted listeners out there?
Christmassy things only.
Okay. No, happy holidays. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you still have a really good rest of December. Also, Happy New Year. Somehow it's 2024 very soon, which is
what's kind of weird. You know what's weird? I do agree that this year has gone by fast, but I just 2024 just feels like it's going to be I just feel like it's going to be right. I think I don't know why.
I haven't had that feeling about a new year in a long time.
You haven't had that
No,
feeling?
I just I'm like, oh god, what shit's going to happen next year?
Yeah. Daniel, I would hold on to that as long.
Yeah,
as
I hope that you're right.
Can.
I hope it's a pretty even-keeled year.
I don't even mean it in a good way. I don't even mean 2024 is gonna be a good year. There's a lot of things I'm extremely anxious about in 2024, but I just feel like it's gonna I'm not gonna have the moment of 2024 where it's oh, it's not 2023 anymore. I feel like it's just gonna be 2024 and it's gonna feel like it should be 2024.
Same.
Does that make any sense?
It does a little bit.
Sure.
Preston, what about you? What are your holiday tidings for our drafted family? Send some warmth.
I'm sending my warmth to all of whom need it.
Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry to cut you off. This is main character energy for sure, I know. But I need to ask Kelsey this. When Preston said he's sending your warmth, did it make you think of his crotch?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, both of you in agreement. Huh. Okay.
That's right where my brain went.
Yep.
Second, I Second bonus poll. When Preston said, "I'm sending you my warmth," did it make you think of his crotch?
Sure.
What was the
Walter,
first
your
bonus
listener?
poll?
I don't remember. I never
know,
remember.
I said-
There's something-
Daniel has main character energy or not?
It's do I have main character energy?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sending my warmth should you want it.
I'm consensually
suppose.
sending you my warmth.
I'm consensually sending warmth and good tidings to all. And we're excited to start. What are we about to start? Season 5?
Season 5. In January. We're going to be starting earlier this year, is the plan.
Wow.
It's pretty wild.
That is pretty crazy. And so thank you all for your continued listenership and support. You get extra crotch warmth. I don't like it anymore. I'm certainly
I love
not
that.
going to send it to people, so I'll just
love
keep
it.
it to myself, I suppose.
I think we all could use a little more crotch warmth this time of year. You know? It's cold out there.
Yeah. Stay warm in your
There's
crotch.
not a warmer
that's
part
my
of your body.
Christmas tiding. Stay
There's
warm.
not a warmer part of your body than your crotch.
Nature's
that's factually correct. Other than like inside of you, probably,
I would say,
but
yeah.
that you'd have
All
bigger
right.
concerns at that point.
All right, friend.
Thank you all so much for an awesome 2023 of Drafted. Preston and I look forward to having a bigger and better 2024 for you all. But yeah, I feel like we have an awesome Drafted family, and hopefully this Christmas or winter holiday special, as I said, no matter what holidays you do or don't celebrate this time of year, we hope it's filled with love and all your traditions that you enjoy and all your snacks and treats that you enjoy. And yeah, happy holidays, happy New Year, and we will see y'all in 2024.
You didn't want to do the sign off, the special sign off.
I don't remember what the sign-off was.
Go fight.
Oh yeah. Okay, hang on. Put this as the like.
No,
the,
you don't.
The,
The stinger.
no. Yeah, it's the stinger. I want to call it the cold close, but obviously that's not right. The hot close. Put it as the hot close. Yeah, go like fight.